Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Dean with 5 Mesmerizing Minutes. I'm giving you a couple of extra programs this week because the Lord is really communicating to me some messages that I've got to get across immediately. I want to talk to you about healing. And I've got to tell you an absolute truth about healing. Wherever healing is taught, wherever divine healing is taught as God's provision for all, whenever that is taught, faith is always imparted and the people are always healed. Always. This method never fails because faith cannot fail. Well, Pastor Dean, it means to tell me that you go and you can lay your hands on anybody in the world and they will be healed. Let me tell you something. I'm a human being, and there are some times when I fail as a human being. I know of, the first time I went to a comatose patient, and I think it was St. Francis Hospital in Hartford, Connecticut. And these people asked me to lay hands on a woman who was comatose, had gone into a coma. I think it was because of a stroke. I'm not sure. I went to the bed of this woman and did not have the confidence that God's ability would interrupt this coma. I was full of doubt. I didn't want to be full of doubt, but I was. And the family was full of doubt. They were not convinced that God would heal this person. As a result, that woman was not healed. She died. However, many miracles developed out of that visit to the hospital. I was sent to the hospital for her daughter. It's a long story, and I don't want to belabor you with it. But I want to give you that information, that I went to the hospital, and we were just beginning in the ministry, and that woman was not healed. And I believe it was because perfect faith was not there. God's only pain is not to be believed, and his only joy is to be believed. Well, faith cannot be exercised when one is undecided as to whether or not God will heal all. Now, I have gone to many ICU units since then, and people have been miraculously healed. I've laid hands on them. I have taken authority over the spirit of death, and these people have been healed. Well, when I go into an ICU unit now, there is no doubt in my mind that the Spirit of God is inside of me. After all the studies I've made about healing, and after all now I'm obedient, and now I am more proficient. I have taken courses. I have known God. I know the characteristics of God. I go into a hospital room now, and I impart faith. And I will not put up with any negative confessions while I'm there. And I give instructions to the family as to what to say and what not to say. If they follow my directions, the person's healed. And if I go in there with a heart full of faith, and I lay hands on the sick, God comes through. No, you can't wonder if God is going to heal this one. Now, we all make mistakes. We're human beings. We're not God. But I'll tell you something. Every time the prayer of faith is said with certainty in our minds that God will heal you, I'm telling you, you have a right to healing as well as forgiveness when you believe. God said, I am the Lord who heals you. that's in his holy Bible as a promise, Exodus 15:26. He said it to the Israelites, and if he said it to the Israelites, that is meant for everybody who reads the promise. If God said this, he cannot lie. He meant it. What God says is true, so healing is yours. I love you. This is Pastor Dean, and this has been 5 mesmerizing minutes.